Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Hello. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm also doing good. Anything special about your morning?
Uh, your voice somewhat, noisy, not that much clear.
Noisy. Huh. I wonder why that is. Even the fan is not working, so I don't know how you're able to hear the noise. Hmm. Is it a bit better right now or no?
Come again?
Is it slightly better now?
Yes, but
Okay.
yeah, your voice sounding like, your mic is very near to your mouth.
Very
Your
near.
voice,
But,
yeah, but it's sounding like that.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Let me keep one of the earphones aside. Maybe that should fix it a bit. All right. Okay. Right, so I'll try to speak a bit slow and less on volume, right? That should help. All right, okay. So before I go ahead, any sort of doubts, queries, questions regarding vocabulary, grammar, anything that you've been practicing? Any doubts or queries that you have?
no, we'll go with the session notes.
Okay, perfect. Right. Before I go ahead with that, are you practicing at home or no? When people
Yeah,
don't have doubts, then I doubt it.
I'm practicing, but not that much.
Okay.
Somewhat better.
All right, fair. Right. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead with our topic. Our topic today is guiding lights, which is advice and the types of advice you hear and things like that. So we'll talk about it. We'll have a very general discussion, right? Towards the end, let's see in case you come up with any doubts or something comes to your mind, we can wait and clarify that, right?
Sure.
Okay. Perfect. So, talking about guiding lights, first of all, let me ask you this. In general, are you a person who follows his own whim, or do you like to, get advice from other people before you do something? Or do you prefer to take your own decisions and go ahead with it?
No, when I select any a new stream, I just
Mhm.
clarify my doubts with the seniors who already, experts in that subject. I'll take
Hmm.
suggestions from experts, not from all the persons surrounded by me.
Hmm.
I just
Okay.
take advice from experts in that subject.
Hmm. Okay. That makes sense, actually. Fair. But okay. But does it mostly happen that you take advice, or are you more of a person who likes following his own heart?
Uh, no, not all the time. When it
Mm,
comes to serious
mm.
matter, serious subject, so on that I will take decision from experts. But on regular basis, I just follow my art.
Ah, fair. Right. Yeah, I think there are certain topics where we don't have any expertise at all. So in that case, we have to take advice from somebody else because we know the decision can go wrong also. So that's that. What has been one matter where you had to take advice from somebody because you were clueless, like you could not think what to do?
Y- Yeah, in that case, I told you right. I'll take suggestions from seniors who are
Hmm.
already in that stream.
Yeah, yeah. I'm asking you one such example where you did that.
Okay, you're asking
Yeah,
me example.
yeah.
Uh, I can say learning English.
Okay. All right. Fair. That's a good example
and
besides English.
and second one, when I took a specialized subject in my 10 plus 2. After 10th we
Hmm.
have BIPC, MPCC, CHEC. We have many groups to take, right?
Yeah.
So at that time I took decision from uh, lecturers
Hmm.
uh,
Right.
so how I took, they asked me, what is your favorite subject and what was your favorite subject, and which uh, which subject, when you read for a long time, which subject didn't get bored. So
Hmm.
they asked few questions. So I
Hmm.
answered. Then by answering uh, for their questions, I understood that,
Yeah.
uh, I took science group, like uh,
Hmm.
by PC group.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
at that time I had a doubt which subject I should take, either maths or science.
Yeah.
So on the topic we discussed.
Hmm. Yeah. Fair. I think anybody who wants to take science, this is like a big decision for everyone. Should we take, maths, physics, chemistry, or should we take biology, physics, and chemistry?
Yes.
And I know some people who are not able to decide, they take all four subjects. Like they'll take BPC plus maths plus English. I'm like, my God, how will you study this? You've just increased your syllabus by 100%. So it's almost double the syllabus to have both those subjects. They're heavy subjects, require a lot of practice and learning. But some
Yes.
people do that when they're not able to decide what they want to do after 12th. So
Yes.
that's
But
also that.
it is very important to select a person.
Mm.
If we want to take in a suggestion, it is it is very important to select a person. If we select a wrong person, he may give wrong guidance if he is
Oh, yeah.
not good with the subject. So
Yeah.
we have to careful on that. We have to
Yeah.
select a person who already succeeded in that field.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
If you ask somebody random, they will just give their heart's choice to you. That's not helpful. You
Now,
need an
now,
expert to tell you.
nowadays, how people are, if you ask any doubt to anyone, they don't
Hmm.
say I don't know. They just speak on that. They tell what they want. Anything they will tell.
That's true. This
Nowadays,
happens a lot
people are
nowadays.
there. Yes.
Even related to career, I think a lot of people do this. That especially as you said, like just like you, every student is confused after 10th, right? That should I take science? Should I take humanities? What is like a relevant choice for me? And there's still a lot of taboo regarding humanities because people are like, no, 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 go ahead, take science only. Science is better. So when people are doing that, people sometimes when you ask them, okay, what should I take? Some teachers just randomly they'll just say, no, 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 take science only. Even though the kid cannot study science, he has no interest in it, but they
Yes.
will still just say whatever they want to say. So you need somebody who has already achieved something in the field so that if they're saying science, they have something to back it up with. There's some evidence that, yeah, if you take science, you will have a good career. So
Yes. But
that's that.
when you took decision from elders, at the
Hmm.
end of the day, you have to be follow your heart. Why? Because you know
Uh,
they just they will tell in a general purpose. Nowadays,
hmm.
maths subject is going well. If you study maths, and you will
Hmm.
get more opportunities
Yeah,
comparing to the science. So if
yeah,
you get, if you study MPC in 10 plus 2, you can go for engineering, and from there you can go to software field. We have many vacancies in software and many types of jobs in software comparing to the science field.
yeah.
So if that student not interested in maths, but he will think, oh, okay, our elders told that this is a good stream. Okay, I will go with that. So that is the
Yeah,
wrong decision.
yeah,
If you are
that's
good
true.
with science, and if you think, okay, there is a good future in maths, and if you are not good with maths, and you just when if you go there, and you will
Yeah,
get problems, and you don't, end of the day, you don't sleep well.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
that is the important point. We have to take decisions, and then we have to take a review on that, suggestions. We'll take suggestions from elders, right? We have to review. We have to
yeah.
take a review on that suggestions. Is it
Mm.
worthy for me or not? Is that
Yeah,
suggestion, if I follow that suggestion, where could I be, so that is the very important thing in my
yeah.
perspective.
That's true. This is a very common like problem I see students facing nowadays, because for subjects particularly, they end up taking science, and then because as you said, the elders told them that there's a lot of future in science and everything. And yes, there is a lot of future, but if the student is not capable of studying that subject or doesn't have a good interest in that subject, they will not be able to study it. And that is exactly what happens. Once they're done with their 12th class, they shift to certain humanities fields, or they shift to a completely different, area of work or area of career. And I'm like, you could have just made the better choice in 10th also. 11th, 12th, you tortured yourself to
Yeah.
study science. And now you're shifting to, let's say, English, or you're shifting to history, right? Had you taken humanities in 11th only, you would have studied in 11th and 12th with much more interest. You would have gotten better marks because you are liking that subject,
Yes.
and then you would have continued it. So this
Yes.
is a big problem. And not just students, I feel like elders also make this mistake by listening to their seniors. So that's another
Yes.
thing.
Here,
In offices also.
here I will add one more point.
Mhm.
You know, if you take any subject, either science or maths or history, CEC, HEC, any subject, if you are
Mhm.
interested, so you should be top 10 of the students on that subject.
Ah,
Anything,
yeah.
few people are there, they generalize, hey, don't take that subject. There is no future in that subject. Every
Yeah.
subject has a unique way. If you
Mhm.
work, if you study well, we can see many ways, and you can, you will go to a best place. Subject
Yeah.
is not matter. How you study that subject and how you create your new ideas by using those subject, that is the big thing.
Yeah.
You take any subject, but you have to be in top 5, in the top 5, or in top 3.
Yeah.
If you in that
That's
place, then you can get many opportunities, and you can succeed in your life. You
that's
select
true.
you select a good subject, but you are in the last place. What is the
Mm,
use,
that's true.
right?
Yeah.
You take
That's
any
true.
subject, but you have to be you have to be the top among all
Yeah, amongst the top
yeah.
accommodations on this. Yeah, that's true. That is true actually, because I feel like a lot of students, again, by listening to adults and everything, they end up taking science. Some of them even continue to do engineering. They get a job and everything, but they're not actually happy with it because they never liked the subject in the first place. Now they're not enjoying that job also, right? So your growth becomes stagnant after some point. You're not able to grow in that field because you don't like it any which ways, right? But if you pick up a subject that you are very interested in, so every day you wake up, you feel like studying more of that subject. Once that becomes your routine, there is no stopping you in the academic field. Then you are able to make some name for yourself. And even if you don't make a big name for yourself, you are able to be happy with what you are doing, and you are able to be in a good position, in a well respected position where everybody around you knows that, yeah, this person actually has knowledge of this subject, right? So I'm not saying you have to be globally famous or something. That is very difficult to achieve. There are many people studying a single subject. So being in the world top 10 is not possible, but at least in your area, when you are sitting in a college or when you are sitting among friends, you should be in the top of your subject. At least that should be, the basic of choosing a subject or a career. So that's important. I don't think so many people follow that nowadays. So they blindly
Actually,
listen to career counselors
uh,
and seniors.
we have many subjects, many streams to select after 10th. But
Hmm.
when I was completed my 10th, I didn't know all the subjects. I just knew that uh, BPC, MPC, HEC, CEC. But we have
Hmm.
many ways after 10th. Even
Right.
I didn't know when I was completed my 10th. At that time we didn't have this much of facilities like handheld mobile phones. At that time we
Yeah.
have keypad, and we didn't have access about Google. We didn't have Google, and
Yeah.
if you have work and you just go to internet. And at that time we didn't have much internet centers also. We just go to the internet
Yeah.
center for taking all ticket or for
Yeah.
applying to a exam.
Yeah.
So, yes, but comparing to those days, nowadays, you by yourself you can know anything by googling it, by searching on in
Yeah.
Google. And what are the subjects after 10th. And there if you search in a Google search bar, there will be more subjects, and among them
Yeah.
you can select anything which you are interested which you are interested towards the subject. But earlier
That's
we
true.
didn't have such facility. We At that time we had to be asked to the elders.
Yeah. That's true. Nowadays, that's true. We have so much, um, availability of options because one, I think the number of options have also increased. So number of subjects has increased. Yeah, the core is still the same. Like when you're in 10th, you still have your, science, humanities, and commerce. Yes, but the fields that you can choose after 12th, they have increased a lot, right? And everybody knows about various types of field. Earlier, commerce students were like, oh, this person will be a CA or accountant. That's it. And now there are so many other exams that happen for different types of positions and everything. So that's just one example. So every field I think now has so many bifurcations after 12th that you can study about all of that on internet. As we said earlier, we didn't have access to that. Now we do. Now you can sit on the laptop and do that. Even I think senior people are doing that. So people who are already nicely well settled in their jobs and they're like 35, 36, even they are looking further into, what we can do now to upgrade our career. Because they're like, we are bored of it, we want to do something new, but we want to stay in the same field, right? So even those level of options and counseling is available nowadays. I don't think so earlier it was like this. When my brother was in 10th, nothing like this was available. Back then in 2010, 2008, nothing like this was available. I think the past 5, 6 years, lot of development has happened in the area of career counseling and all that. So that's
So, and
that.
how did you select your economic academical subjects?
How did I say? I already knew that I'm going to take humanities. I was very sure. Although I was like a A grade student in my school, so my teachers were forcing me that no, 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 you have scored, a perfect CGPA and everything in 10th. You should take science. Humanities will have no career and blah and blah and blah. So they tried to brainwash me. They're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to take humanities?" And the principal called me to her office. She's like, "Why are you taking humanities?" A lot of drama happened, but then I was very adamant that and very assertive that no, if I know myself, I know where I stand in science. I have scored nice in science, but that is because I studied a lot for it. But I don't want my 11th and 12th to look like this, that I'm getting bored, but I'm still mugging up. I don't want to do that. I want to study something that comes naturally to me. So then my parents also supported me. They were like, okay, what do you want to choose? I said humanities. I said, I want to make a career in psychology. They said, okay, if you are sure, if you have come up with enough options, then take this choice. We are not saying right now anything, but then after 12th, you should not sit idle. I said, okay, I will not sit idle. So with that, I was able to make a choice. So I took humanities entirely by myself. Oh, everyone around me kept on telling me to take science. I defied everybody and took the subject. So which like called for a lot of criticism because everyone was like, "You're going in a section where all muggles are there. Nobody studies in humanities." I was like, "I will study." And that is exactly what happened. I was still able to be the top scorer of my school. I still managed to be in the top 10 after taking humanities because it was something I enjoyed studying. I didn't have to put extra effort. When I would open my books, I used to get excited. I used to be like, yeah, I want to study this. So I was like, okay, as long as I am happy with it, I'll go ahead. I'll find fields. And that, you are right. I also did the same thing. In my time, so much internet was available. With one click, I was able to see so many options available for humanities students. So it's not like, okay, humanities kids only do UPSC. Nothing like that. There are so many other options.
Yes.
And luckily, I'm in an era where, all of it is available on the computer. I don't even have to go out of my house. So I was
Yes.
able to figure out what I want to do by myself only. I actually didn't need anybody else's help. So yeah, that happened. I think
Great.
if I would have heard and took science, very scary. I would have not
Great.
made a career.
You just followed your heart.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So,
And
but
when
yeah,
you are yes, when you want to take a decision, but you are not sure about the decision, how you will will you discuss with your do you have any guide, or at that time what you will do?
Ah, right. Yeah, so mostly I discuss with my parents because they are usually very supportive of most things that I say. So it's not like they're against me all the time, but they do ask for, they actually counter argument a lot. So if I say, oh, I want to do this, they'll counter argument and say, what after this, right? So that makes me also think, yeah, they're asking the right question. If I'm making this choice, why am I making this choice? So I think it's a healthy argument that they're able to do, and we are able to get to a good choice. Plus, I do believe they have experienced a lot, and no matter what I say, they will be supportive. So my first choice is to go to them. Besides that, I have been able to develop a very good friend circle. So I'm usually relying on them as well. Luckily, I have like a small niche of friends, small group of friends, but they're all very, very well established in their fields. So if I need some sort of financial advice, I know who to go to. If I need something related academics, I know who to go to. So everyone comes from a different field, but everyone is well established in that sector. So that's that. So it's mostly my parents or my friends. Yeah. And
So when you
sometimes I've
are
gone to experts also, as you said, that sometimes you have to go to a very specific person to ask certain doubts. Then I do that thing where I have to write them a mail and everything, officially make an appointment. That's a bit tricky, but sometimes it's required.
so when you parents forced about any new thing, and if you are not interested in that, so how you will manage, and how you will tell to your parents?
That has happened only once with me. I think when I was in ninth, they forced me to get into UPSC coachings because they thought that no, she can actually do it. She's very good in studies and she's very good at learning, which I was. I was actually able to remember a lot. I had a good memory back then. So they enrolled me in classes. I went there. I was the youngest in that class. After a week, I was frustrated, but I still continued because I was a child. They told me to do so, so I went. After a month, I came back home. I threw my bag. I was like, I will never go there again. I don't enjoy studying like that. Everything is measured in terms of marks. There is no actual learning that's happening. They are telling me to learn this so that I can score this much marks, learn this so I can score this much marks. I don't like to learn like this. So they're like, no, no, no. They tried to like have an argument with me, but I was so adamant that I will not do it. So my usual choice is that I will defy it if I know that I am fully correct. Then I don't listen to any argument after that because it takes me a lot of time to come to that decision that okay, now I know that I am right because I have checked everything. So I
Yes.
do things logically and rationally. I never, it's not like blankly I'll follow my heart. I try to think of all possible options, all possible decisions. Then I derive on the fact that okay, now this decision is correct. No matter what they say, I will stick to it, which is what happened. I went there for 1 month. 1 month is a long time. 30 days I went to the class every day for 3 hours. The class used to happen. So I went there for a month. Then I did the choice that no, I don't want to do this. I tried, but it's not something that's, falling in line with me. So I gave them good logic. So after that, they're like, okay, fine, do what you want. So it's like that. So it's like they know that if she has made a choice, we can't change it, and she's probably thought about it. So we have never had arguments on that front. That what are you doing? You're failing at this or something like that. Because I do things logically, so they are appreciative of that. That like as long as you are doing it with a lot of your mind and you're doing it sensibly, we don't mind what you do. So that's that. But yeah, so at the end, I do follow my heart, but I do take advice from everybody. So that's that. What? Okay, we are almost towards the end. My God, we kept on chit chatting. Right. Couple of things. In the initial part, you were making a few grammar mistakes, right? So today the discussion was healthy because you contributed a lot to the conversation. You had great examples. You asked questions also. So I think you asked about 4 or 5 questions through the session. So that's great. But grammatically, go through the session again once this is recorded and you receive the recording. Go through the session again. Why? There are a couple of mistakes. One is related to the use of past tense, right? So you're using a lot of was not able to, right? Which is not relevant in every sentence. Sometimes you're talking to me in present tense. You don't need to use was, right? Another is singulars and plurals. So a lot of places you end up using are, right? But it should be is, right? Because you're using a noun. So noun that ends with TION, shun, right? So let's say hesitation or resistance, right? In these words, you don't need to use are. Are is a plural form of the verb, right? You will use is, right? Related to any of the nouns that you're using. That's second. And third, I was not able to note down the example for this, but there was a place where you use in instead of at, right? So you might want to be careful between two prepositions in and at, right? In fact, on also. So when you're studying this, if you get a chance to go through this, study both in, on, and at, all three of them, right? Yeah, this is all related to grammar. So past tense, particularly the use of was, is, were, right? Then again related to singulars and plurals, that is or are, right? And lastly, prepositions in and at, right? So do go through these topics. You can refer to the Grammarly website as well. Grammarly website has good articles and good examples.